Welcome back to the Crypto Andrew live stream, or video, I should say. Let's look at Bitcoin because Bitcoin did make a new all-time high today. We are currently sitting at 71 in greed. So let's go over and look at the charts. Right now, the charts are saying we can continue higher. Now, you might ask why my light's not on. And I don't know why. Now it is. Okay. So right now, let's look at the daily time frame and work our way down. Right now on the daily time frame, we're breaking out this bull pennant that I've had drawn for several weeks now. Measure move still 150,000 and change. 12-hour time frame extended, 8-hour time frame extended, 6-hour, 4-hour, all extended. All above the 200 because we're at all-time highs. 3-hour, 2-hour, 1-hour. I mean, beyond the daily, where you can see that we're breaking out to probably 150 at some point in the next 1 to 3 months. The other thing that I really care about besides the daily, I would say would be the smaller time frames. So the time frames that really matter to me right now when you're breaking out is the daily to see the bigger picture. But beyond that, when you're really close to all-time highs within 1 or 2%, I think you need to look at the 1-hour and less. The 4-hour time frame you need to look at as well to make sure you're above the 200, but when you're at all-time highs, of course you are. So the 1-hour time frame I see looking decently bullish here. The 1-hour is still pretty extended on the stock RSI. So let me jump down to the half-hour time frame. Half-hour time frame got oversold. You made some kind of round and bottom, and now what I would say is that right now this is trying to make a round and bottom, which it has done, and now this could become a cup and handle. This is the bullish scenario. The bullish scenario is that this becomes a cup and handle and we break further out. Now, your measure move would be from the top of the cup to the bottom of the cup. And that would be your measure move outside of this falling wedge that right now is just starting to be formed. You're above the 21, the blue line, you're well above the 200. I do think the 200 needs to come back into price action, and maybe that happens over the next, 4 to 8 hours, because remember, this is the 15-minute time frame, so it's a smaller time frame. I also had this drawn from about yesterday morning. I drew this just about 36 hours ago. I drew this, and we hit the measure move with ease. Once you hit the measure move, you kind of went sideways for a while before you had another massive pump later this afternoon. So that did happen. I'm going to delete that because that's old news now. But that was pretty nice to see. That's crazy. Hit the measure move exactly. So either way, right now, this is kind of what I'd be watching next. Round and bottom, and this could become a cup and handle. Now, I will say if you take out this low at 115.1, then obviously you're coming back down to probably at least 114, if not 112.3. And remember, $112,000 is probably weekly resistance or now support, because at one point that was resistance for almost 2 months, because the beginning of May is when we hit 112,000, and then we went sideways and slightly down for about almost 2 months. So remember, that is probably very strong weekly support now at 112,000. So if we do lose 114, 112.3 is really the next support to the downside. That's my update, guys. All-time high is basically 117,000 or a hair below it. If you guys have requests for all of their altcoins, let me know. But I am looking for another all-time high on Bitcoin. By the way, let's go over a book map. Usually when Bitcoin's breaking out, I like to look at this. The left is the weekly. The weekly suggests 120s incoming. A little bit of liquidity at 125, but that's a ways away. If you look at the daily, you see a lot of liquidity at 118, suggesting we at least go to 118. And then I think we're going to see 120 this week on Bitcoin. So let's see what happens, guys. That's my update. I see Bitcoin ripping to the new all-time highs yet again, probably later today. Probably around market open, but it could happen right now. So I think the healthiest thing is for the next 8 hours or so to go sideways, maybe even 8 to 12 hours, go sideways and slightly down, but hold 115.5. If you can do that, you can get that rip back to the upside outside of this cup and handle. But that's my update. I'm looking for new all-time highs. Super short term for the next few hours, though. I would be expecting probably downward price action. So just about an hour ago, you did make a slightly new all-time high. That's great, but again, probably sometime around noon in the stock market, you could be looking for a ripping back to the upside. But otherwise, guys, that's where I stand on Bitcoin. I thought I had to do a Bitcoin update because it was ripping. If you guys have requests for other altcoins, let me know. Otherwise, that's all I got. Trends your friend until the end. Obviously, the trends to the upside. So if you're longing on any time frame, then you're doing pretty good. I did bet on Kalshi that Bitcoin was going to be above $116,250 at 4 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. Nothing crazy, like $10, but I did place that bet. If it hits, I make $10 profit, and I thought that was kind of fun. $9 profit. So that was just for fun. But I'm expecting Bitcoin to minimum be above $116,250 in about 12 hours. So with that being said, that's all I got. Actually, more than 12 hours at this point. But either way, that's my update. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers, and have a great rest of your Friday morning. By the time I post this, that's when it's going to be. Cheers.